All right, so we got polls today, and we'll do some balance. Anything else? Any special requests besides? Oh, all right, so let's start standing up. And, we're just gonna, before we do any moving, we're gonna come into our breath to start out. So find a nice, tall, comfortable position, rooting your feet down into the earth, crown of the head up towards the sky. And we're gonna inhale through the nose and bring the breath down the back of the body, down to the tailbone, and then up the front. And as we exhale, we're gonna pull the belly button in, and then exhale out through the nostrils. So inhale, down the back body, exhale up the front. And just take a couple breaths like that. Excellent. All right. So before you move, maybe take a little scan of the body and notice what's going on, if there's any tight spots or anything you want to pay attention to as we go. And then let's start with our poles and cat and cow. So obviously you can do this without your pole, but since we have them, it's first Wednesday, so we're going to do some cat and cow. So let's start with just small movements to start. So feet can be hip width or wider. And then we're just going to bring the arms straight out in front, bend the knees, duck the chin, and then shoulder blades towards that back wall. That's our exhale, that's our cat. On the inhale, we're going to stand up a little bit, look up. That's our cow. That's an inhale, exhale back to cat. Inhale up to cow. So just to start getting warmed up, you can make small movements to start, and then as the body starts to warm up, you can make bigger movements if you like. Very nice. And one or two more. And then back to neutral. All right, so we get the feet a little bit wider. And we're going to do our lateral here. So we're going to go 3 times over, and then on the 4th time, we're going to hold it. All right, so it looks like this. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back. Again, inhale. Exhale, bring it back. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. And then last time, inhale. And we're going to exhale and inhale a couple of times. And then when you're ready, inhale vertical, and then exhale release. Nice. All right, let's do the other side. 3 times moving, and then 1 with a pause. Inhale. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale back. One more time like that. Inhale. And exhale. And then 1 time static. Inhale. And then keep breathing. And then on your next inhale, vertical, exhale, release. Beautiful. All right, so next we're gonna do our twist. Two options, you can put the pole down and just do a regular twist, or if you wanna do it with the pole, arms out nice and wide. Pole can be horizontal, anywhere in that range. All right, so inhale, lift up through the crown of the head, exhale into the twist. Inhale, center, exhale, other side. Inhale, center, exhale. And again, small movements to start, and as you feel like the body's warming up a little bit, you can go a little deeper if that's comfortable. Excellent. And then one more time each side. And then back to neutral. All right, so next we're going to do a half sun salutation. So feet can be a little closer if you like, or if they're comfortable where you are, put them there. All right, here we go. So we're going to inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Just going as far as it's comfortable. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring it all the way up. And then exhale, arms back down. All right, two more. Inhale. And exhale. And again, you can do this without the pole if the pole is a little bit much. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, pushing at the feet all the way up. Exhale, arms come back. All right, one more time like that. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward again. Bend the knees nice and deep, pushing with the feet. Inhale, all the way up. And exhale. Nice. All right, so I got one more here, and then we will be done with warming up, right? So feet come out nice and wide again. And if this is too much, you can put the pole down. So we did the lateral one side. This time we're going to do it with the pole if you'd like. So it looks like this. Like that. If that's too much, then you can do it without the pole or go back to how we did it the first time. All right, so we'll inhale, pull up. On the exhale, over to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. First side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. One more time, each side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to center and release. All right, let's do, we'll come back to that cat and cow and go a little deeper. So maybe actually dolphin with it. So we'll put the pole out in front, arms about shoulder height. And we're gonna go nice deep bends with the knees. All right, here we go. So we're gonna inhale, looking up. Exhale, drop the head down. Maybe it comes between the arms, bend the knees. Inhale, all the way up, looking up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, all the way back down. So nice fluid movements. Excellent. And then release. So next, let's do our warrior one. So we're going to have the pole in the front hand. So turn one foot out, step one foot forward. And you can have the pole in the same arm that the leg is forward or in the other arm. Depends on how your balance works. You can experiment and change. All right, so let's start with the knee first. If that back calf is uncomfortable or tight, you can always bend that back knee. So on an inhale, straight leg. On the exhale, bend that front knee. Inhale to straighten, exhale to bend. So it doesn't matter how far you go as much as where you go. So we want to aim for that second and third toe. And as you're moving, maybe you can notice how the weight of the body changes in the foot. So as you go forward with the knee, more of the weight goes towards the toes, and as you come back, it goes back towards the heel. Excellent. All right, so we're going to push off, step back, and go to the other side. Turn that foot out, step the other foot forward. And same thing on this side. Inhale, straight leg, exhale, bend. And if this calf is tight, you can bend that back knee. Sometimes we can be a little asymmetrical in the body. Excellent. And then push off, step back. And then we're going to add the arms. So we'll do the one where we fold forward. So turn one foot out, go back to that first foot in front. So we want the pole in the arm that the leg is in the back, because we're going to take the arm that's in line with the one that's in front. So my right foot is in front, my right arm is going to move. So the pole's in my left hand. All right, so if your other foot's in front, that's fine, just switch arms. So here we go. So we're going to inhale, bend that front knee, arm comes up. On the exhale, we're going to fold forward, swoop that arm down. On the inhale, arm swoops back up. And then exhale, straighten the leg, arm comes down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, arm up, bend that knee. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, down. All right, one more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, down. Nice. All right, push off, step back. We'll switch feet and arms with the pole. All right, turn that right foot out, step the left foot forward, or vice versa. So this time when we're moving more of our weight, see if you can notice where the weight shifts on the foot this time. All right, here we go. So we're going to inhale, arm comes up, bend that front knee. Exhale, hinge at the hip, fold forward, arm swoops down. On the inhale, arm swoops back up. Exhale, arm down, bend, or straighten that leg. Again, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale. All right, step the feet back together. Shake the legs out if you like. And let's come into some balance. So let's start with that mountain pose. So if you want to put the pole down for a moment. So one of the, I was watching a video on osteoporosis from some hilariously goofy physical therapist. And they had 2 things. One was when you're sitting, so if you have osteoporosis, one of the things you want to be aware of is compression fractures on the front of the spine. And what they said not to do was to plop down in your chair. So what happens is when you do that and you don't have bone density, the front of the vertebrae collapse, and that's a compression fracture. The other thing they said to do is not fall. And I was like, okay, got it. I won't do that. So that's why we do balance in class, moving and stationary. So we can train our muscles to recover. So we're less apt to fall. There's no guarantees, but we try. So let's find some points of reference for our mountain pose here. Feet can be hip width distance apart. They can be closer, toes touching, heels apart, or a little bit wider than hip width. Depending on your balance today, changes every day throughout the day. First thing I want to do is lift the toes up and feel that center of gravity shift. And then put the toes down. It's hard to put them down one at a time because they're all kind of connected a little bit there, but practicing, feeling, and then I want to grip the yoga mat. I'm going to go inside arch first. So we're going to pull the big toe and the inside of the heel up, and then relax that, and we're going to do the outside edge, so pinky toe and the outside of the heel up, and then relax. All right, so that's good for the feet. And then we want to look at the knees. So I like to have a little bend in my knees because I have a tendency to hyperextend. So if I keep a little bend in there, then I'm not as... So when you hyperextend, you're overstretching your ligaments that they don't bounce back. So once they're overstretched, and then your capacity to buckle your knees and fall increases. And other injuries can happen when your ligaments are overstretched. So a little bend in the knees, and then the knees are not pointed in, not pointed out, over that second and third toe. And then we have that neutral pelvis. You can go overextending, tilting forward, tilting back, and just finding that neutral spot. So then our cue with yoga, pulling the hip points together, tightening this lower belly, the lower abdominal wall. What that does is it opens up the sacrum, this little triangle here where the spine goes into the hips or the pelvis. When that has more space, there's more flexibility and you're less apt to get injuries, sciatica, piriformis syndrome, all that kind of stuff, because it gets tight in there. So if we have this pulled tight on the front, then we have space in the back. All right, just two more. Shoulder blades together. And the opposite of that is the collarbones away from each other. So that opens up more space for breath, which we need. And then either the front of the neck goes back and up or hooking behind the ears and up. So that lengthens that whole torso. Just take one more breath here. And release. So if we are starting to round forward, coming in, this offsets our center of balance and we're more apt to fall. So if we can get this nice posture, we're less apt to fall over. All right, what was next? Balance. So if you want to grab your pole again, we'll do some more here. We'll start with our moving balance. So if you want, you can do this without the pole. I'm going to do it with the pole and then switch sides. So I'll do one arm and then switch to the other side. So count in yourself to your head, maybe 10 sounds like a good number, or if you like 3 sets of 3, 9 is fine too. So we're going to do our palm tree pose one-armed. So inhale, one arm comes up on the toes, exhale down. Finding a spot where nothing's moving, either a couple feet in front of you on the floor or straight across. So this is really good for strengthening ankles, which are a neglected part of our balance regime here. We know how important the feet are, and the ankles are sort of part of the feet, sort of separate. Excellent. And then whatever number that was for you, we'll do on the other side. Excellent. Finish off wherever you are. And let's do, we're going to do that static. So we'll come up, go into the first side, and just if you want, you can do the arm out to the side or straight up, however you want to do that. But we're just going to come up and stay up on the toes, take a couple breaths, stay up as long as you can with good form. Keep the breath going. See if you can make it 8 seconds. I think that was the research for the osteoporosis was you need to hold a pose for 8 seconds to build bone strength. And then coming out whenever you're ready. We're going to do it one more time with the other arm out. Inhale to come up and then keep the breath going. And then coming out ever so gracefully. All right, shake the legs out. Very nice. All right, so the other thing I learned about the bones was they're wet. Like usually when you see a bone like on TV or I don't know how many bones you see in person, but it's a dry bone. But when it's in the body, it's wet. So one of the things that reminds me of is to stay hydrated. I don't know if it affects the bones entirely, but your whole system kind of shuts down without enough hydration. All right, let's do our flying crane. How do we want to do it? So we're just going to do lifting the knees up. So you can hold the pole out for balance, or you can put it down for this one, and we're just going to inhale, bring one knee up, exhale, set it down. All right, so one more time each side, or finish off evenly. Excellent. All right. So the next one we're going to do is a little hip opening. You can do it with a chair, or you can do it with a pole. let's see. It's going to be easier with the chair, to be honest. But you can do it with the pole if you want. So I'm going to do it with the chair for the folks at home. Not that anybody's watching right now, but you know, in case they don't have a pole. All right, so first one is we're going to go out to the sides. And we'll start with the right leg. So we're going to lift the leg out to the side. Do a couple, 3, 4, and then we're going to hold it for 8 seconds. So you want the straight leg, a little softness in the knee. I wasn't counting, but we'll go ahead. All right, other side. The whole going in and out. And then on the next one, hold. I'll count this time. Excellent. And release. All right, so let's go. We're going to go straight back. Do the same thing a couple times. Dynamic, and then one static. All right, hold the leg back. Excellent, and then release. We'll do the other side a couple times. Dynamic. And then one time static. Nice, and then release. All right, so back, side to side. All right, so we're gonna go without the static one. We're just gonna go in front of the opposite leg and then behind the opposite leg. All right, so in front, out, behind. Excellent. And then we'll put that foot down and do the other side. So out, cross in front, out, cross behind. Excellent. All right, and then release. All right, let's come into, you can use the chair if it's still there, or move the chair out of the way. And then we're going to do our tree pose. So, depending on which side you prefer for your pole, you have it in the same arm as the leg that's straight or opposite. So I'm going to do opposite. So my right leg is going to be the straight one. I'm going to bend and bring the heel above the ankle to start, or you can bring your foot up on the calf or up above the knee, whatever feels right. This other arm can be up, out, down, wherever you like it to be. But the most important thing we want to do, and if you want to go back to that breath we started with, so breathing in the nose, down the back of the body to the tailbone, and then exhale up the front of the body. With the exhale, pull belly button in. Exhale out the nose. And we'll take one more breath here. And we'll release. All right, you can shake that leg out. And then we'll do the other side. So you can switch sides with the pole or keep it on the same side. We'll start with the heel above the ankle. Arm can be out, up, wherever it likes to be. And then if you want, heel or the foot can come up higher on the calf or up above the knee. And we want to keep that breath going. Inhale down the back body. Exhale up the front, out the nose. And we'll take one more breath here. And coming out nice and gracefully, shake it out. All right, let's go ahead and take the pull behind the back. Palms face forward. And then bringing them in as close as comfortable. So we're trying to bring the elbows towards each other. So wherever that feels okay on the hands. So maybe a little bit out from the hips. And we're going to do some forward folds here. So feet can be nice and wide. Inhale, we're going to look up. On the exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold forward. Keep the knees nice and soft. Inhale, we're going to come all the way back up. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Keep the knees nice and soft. Forward fold. Inhale, push in with the feet, coming all the way back up. And one more time. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Forward fold. Push in with the feet. Inhale, coming all the way back. Excellent. All right, don't move the pole. We're going to make small little circles here. That's why we did those hip openers. So hopefully this feels better. All right, and then when you're ready, we're going to switch directions. Second way sometimes is better. Beautiful. All right, and then we're going to release that, and we're going to go big. So palms face down, pulls out in front, feet nice and wide. We're going to do our big circles. So if this doesn't work for your shoulders, you can keep the pole just in front and kind of do, I know this isn't kayaking, but rowing, whatever this looks like. All right. So one arm comes up, pole goes behind the head, around, other arm comes in front. Check in with the knees, that we're not hyperextending. And once you feel like you finally got this motion going, go ahead and switch and go the other way. All right. Go ahead and release that. And then to kind of get the shoulders back to symmetrical, just lift it up and back. And maybe, if your shoulders are open enough, you can go all the way back. But don't pop anything out. Beautiful. All right. Let's go and find our warrior 2. So this one, pole is in the backhand. So let's step 1 foot forward. Other foot is at 45 degrees-ish. Or no, I'm sorry, 90 degrees for warrior 2. Backhand has the pole. Front arm in front. And then we're going to bend that front knee over that front ankle. And we'll just take a breath or so here. And then we're just going to do side angle pose and peaceful warrior. So we'll start forward first. So bend that front forearm, comes down to the front thigh. And looking towards the side, nice. Take another breath here. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring that front arm all the way up towards the ceiling. If you can, without losing your balance, touch the tip of your pole behind you. That's great. If not, the arm can just stretch up towards the sky. Check back in with that front knee. I kind of came out a little bit. Bend that knee a little bit more. And then we're going to go back to side angle pose, forward. That front arm can be on the thigh. If you like, you can reach down towards the floor. Sometimes it's a little bit too much compression. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to inhale all the way back up to Peaceful Warrior. And one more time through side angle pose. Another breath. And then Peaceful Warrior. Very nice. Come back to Warrior 2. And then we'll step the feet together and shake the legs out. All right, other side. Start with that front arm at the heart and then out in front. Bending that front knee over that front ankle. Take a couple breaths here. Notice some things. So check in with that front knee. Check in with the shoulder blades. And then when you're ready, we're going to bend that front forearm. Bring the forearm to that leg in front. And then when you're ready, inhale all the way up to Peaceful Warrior. And let's come back down to side angle pose again. And Peaceful Warrior. And one more time through side angle pose. And last Peaceful Warrior. Finish off with another Warrior 2. Feel the extension. And when you're ready, drop that front arm and step the feet back together. All right, shake the legs. All right. Okay. So let's do chair pose next. All right. So 2 options here. Well, there's always more than 2, but 2 main options here. So if it is more work than you are ready for at this point in class to do this, you can practice in the chair. This actually might be harder to kind of just almost not quite sit in the chair because you know it's there and you can't do it. So that's another option if you don't want to use the poles, but you still want massive work. All right. So feet are nice and wide, but not too wide. We're going to inhale and lift the pole up to the opposite corner. And then we're going to bend the knees and pretend sit into our chair. You can always bend the elbows and bring the pole in closer if that feels better on the shoulders. And if the feet aren't where you like them, you can always move. Widen the toes out. And take a couple breaths here. And then let's exhale, fold forward. And then we're going to inhale and come back into our chair pose and maybe a little lower. Couple breaths. And then we're going to exhale, fold forward. One more chair pose. See how low you can go. Excellent. And then we're going to exhale, fold forward, inhale, come all the way up, and exhale down. All right. Anybody's favorite pose that we didn't do that you want to do? All right, one more for the standing. We're going to do standing pigeon. All right, so pole in one hand. And it doesn't matter which, it's whatever you're most comfortable with. Pick a leg, we're gonna bend at the knee and we're making a little shelf. We're gonna bring the other foot and rest just above the ankle, approximately. If it's too wobbly with the pole, you can use your chair or even a wall. You don't have that. So, a couple of breaths here. And if you don't need the pole, you can put it down, obviously. And then if you want to increase the difficulty rating, folding forward, so hinge at that hip, and drop that arm down. So we've got our sleeping pigeon. And when you're ready to come out, we're going to inhale, push that straight leg down, and release the second. Woo, shake that leg out. That's some work. All right, other side. So you may or may not want to switch the pole. We're going to bend the other leg, make that little shelf. And actually, I like to pull on the same side. This outer arm can go wherever you like. Hands on the hip, hand at the heart, out to the side. Even cactus arm it, whatever works for you. So we're going to breathe. And then if you want to, fold forward into your sleeping pigeon, you can do that. Or stay where you are, or you can always come out whenever you need. And then when you're ready, push in with that straight leg. Release the other one and shake them both out. All right, I think, unless anybody has any last requests, we're going to pull. Come into a squat if you like, or come and sit down on the floor. So elbows, push the knees apart, hands, palms together with the heart. And then falling gracefully on the floor. All right, so let's do our open and closed twist here. After we do a cat and cow. All right, so if you want, you can cross the legs. If you prefer them straight out, you can do it that way too. Hands in front of the knees or under the thighs. And we're just gonna cat and cow, a couple of rounds. Come back from that asymmetrical standing pigeon. And then back to neutral. And let's do that twist. All right, so extend one leg straight, bend the other knee, foot comes into the mat. And extend, so I have my left leg and left arm extended out. On the inhale, we're gonna lift up and then exhale, cross behind or in front of that right leg. Right hand comes behind the spine, push into the earth, inhale, lift again. And then on the exhale, head turns towards that back wall. Beautiful. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to unwind and go the other way. So keep the legs where they are. Extend that left arm over the left leg or vice versa. Gaze is at that thumb. We're going to inhale and bring that arm towards the back wall, just as far as is comfortable. Gaze follows the thumb. This is our open twist. Take one full breath here. And then unwind. And then we'll switch legs. Do the same thing on the other side. Arm extended over that straight leg. And inhale, lift. Exhale, behind or in front. Other hand behind the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn and look towards that back wall. Excellent. And then one full breath here. And then we're going to unwind and leave the legs where they are and go the opposite direction. So we're going to follow the thumb with our gaze. Inhale, open. Take a full breath here. And then bring that arm back. And release. All right, so let's bring the feet out in front, soles of the feet together. Nice and far out, so I have this big diamond shape here. You can rest your hands on your ankles, your shins, wherever they reach. And if the elbows reach, you can rest them on your knees. So here's where we want to have that nice tall spine. So we're going to inhale, lift, exhale, fold. And we're hinging at the hips, keeping the spine long and straight. And let's take two more breaths here. Each time you inhale, lift up just a little bit. And exhale, fold a little deeper. And one more inhale. And exhale. And if it's okay with your spine, rounding. When you're ready to come out, we're going to place the hands on the mat and just walk ourselves back up. All right, hands come under the knees. Knees come together. We'll wrap the arms around the knees, drop the chin, and rock side to side. All right, so you bring the feet up to the top of the mat. Hands on the knees, rolling down onto flat of the spine. Let's go ahead and do a couple Apanasanas here. Knees can be nice and wide. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, knees out. And then when you're ready, let's bring the feet down to the mat. And we're going to do our 3 rounds of bridge pose. So to start, arms down by your sides, or if you like robot arms, bend at the elbows, fingers point up towards the ceiling. We're going to line the heels, the knees, and the hips. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale and lift just the hips. Exhale, release. Nice and slow. Take your time. Again, inhale, push in with the feet, lift the hips. Exhale, release. And one more time like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Second round, we're going to add the arms. Inhale, arms come up overhead, hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, arms down, hips down. Again, inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, arms down, hips down. Again, inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, arms down, hips down. All right, we have one more round. We're going to add the extra breath. Inhale, arms up, hips up. On the exhale, release just the hips. Feel that massage coming in. All of those vertebrae down. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Again, inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, release just the hips. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. And last one, inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, release just the hips. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Bring the knees back into the chest. A couple of Apanasanas. And then let's bring feet down to the mat and extend both legs all the way straight out. Arms down by your side. Toes point up towards the ceiling. Legs are zipped up together. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. If that's uncomfortable on your shoulder, you can do cactus arms or snow angel arms. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Couple more on your own. If you want to take a pause when the fingertips are up above or on the floor above your knee, and do an extension, extending the heels away and the fingertips away from each other. And then exhale down. And go ahead and do 2 more. I'm going to release the legs and the feet away from each other. Arms can come down by your sides and out away from the body. Maybe tuck the shoulder blades under, palms up or palms down, whatever feels better. And then getting any last little wiggles out, getting ready for our relaxation pose. I'm going to sit up so you can hear me better. We're going to start at the feet and make our way up the body, relaxing each part as we go. Relax the toes. Relax the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet, and the heels. Release the ankles. Relax the calves and shins. Release the knees and the space behind the knees. Relax the tops of the thighs and the backs of the thighs. Let the pelvis be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the abdomen. Release the rib cage and let go of breath. Let the shoulders be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the upper arm, elbow, and lower arm. Release the wrists. Relax the hands, fingers and hands. Relax the throat and the back of the neck. Release the jaw. Smooth the forehead and face. Let any last thoughts seep out the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just be. Gently coming back into awareness. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. If you'd like, you can roll your head side to side. When you're ready, and with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. When you're ready, and again with an inhale, pushing up to a comfortable seated position. And to bring breath back into the body and find us safely on our way, let's finish with the breath of joy. So the hands start on the heart. We inhale, hands swoop down, all the way up, fingertips touch. Exhale, all the way back around, hands to heart. 3 times. Here we go. Inhale, hands down, arms up, fingertips touch. Exhale, arms all the way back around, hands to heart. Again, inhale. Fingertips touch. Exhale, arms all the way back around, hands to heart. And one more time. Inhale. Fingertips touch. Exhale, all the way back around, hands to heart. Bring the palms together, hands at the heart, and namaste. All right, gang, thank you very much. We will see you next week.